Hello, my name is Matthew Lovett, and today I want to show you something that you've probably never noticed. But once I point it out, you won't be able to unsee it. And this is the design bias against left-handed people. Think about the tools you use every day: notebooks, scissors, kitchen tools, and even the layout of your phone. Almost all of these are entirely based on one thing in mind: the right hand. People like me, who is left-handed, make up roughly 10% of the population. But the world around us is designed as if we don't exist. For someone like me, this means I'm constantly adapting or struggling through many tasks that most people never think twice about. I chose this topic because it is not very strange for me. It's something I live with every day. I'm left-handed, but time and time again, I run into choices that weren't built for someone like me. One of the best examples I can think of is writing in a notebook. Usually English is written left to right, but whenever I write, it just gets graphite all over my hand and on the page too. This makes my life more difficult than it needs to be. It might sound like a small annoyance, but this is something I have to take in stride every day when I take notes in class or which pens I buy. I also have to angle them differently because of the struggles. This is why this is why I chose this topic. My goal isn't for you to protest manufacturers for these types of items. I just want you to think about where you're getting these items and what design choices they take, as people assume they're the same for everyone. This isn't just my personal experience. I found research that backs it up. One of the most useful sources I found was from Sebastian Aucklenberg, and he studies something called the right hand bias. In this article, he basically found that about 3% of published psychological studies included left-handed participants, even though left-handed people make up roughly 10% of the population. The reason I chose this source because it's written by a credentialed psychology researcher, and then the bias isn't limited to things we hold in our hands. It extends to the science that we base our lives upon itself. It showed that research designed around a right-handed body can produce findings that may not even apply to me. The second source I found was a peer-reviewed study based off the Journal of Physical Therapy Science, and this was an experiment which measured wrist motion and cutting accuracy in left-handed participants using standard scissors and left-handed scissors. The results were that the left-handed participants had a lot more cutting errors with the standard scissors and had to twist their wrists into different positions just to complete the task. And just because people like me aren't used to these scissors, it causes us real strain and it makes our wrists in awkward positions which are less comfortable. And these are just one of the design choices. What the evidence shows, as you put these two sources together with my own experience, a big pattern emerges. Firstly, right hand bias is in the design of everything you use, especially in your day to day life. Second, it's also baked into the data we collect, not just the objects we have. Thirdly, it has real consequence. It goes beyond annoyance. It also affects us negatively when we use certain things. And this is probably my biggest issue is it's not seen at all. It's basically invisible. This bias never goes against the other part since we only make about 10% of the people. So it's never fixed or helped out a little. Why does this matter to you? This matters because it's a default which only feels neutral because it was built for a majority. It is easy to see something as normal when it doesn't affect you, and I just want you to see that it's everywhere else. Just pause and think about the next time you pick up a pair of scissors and think about who that design was actually listed for. Thank you for listening. And here are my works cited. Thank you.